So you guys go back a long ways. Does that make it easier or harder once you're on set, looking at yourselves, looking at each other in these costumes that in any other circumstance could be deemed insane? Does it make it easier to get through these kind of absurd circumstances, to have each other's back?
I don't even think you said anything when I came in the suit. Like, you're not like, oh, like, you're in bat suit.
Oh, I didn't.
You didn't say anything.
I was just like, what's up?
You're just like, what's up?
Just playing it cool. Just another day. Oh, it's Rob.
I don't know why I did that. I'm so sorry. You didn't say anything about my suit.
I know. What are you going to say? Like,
It didn't want to make you feel self-conscious. She was being a kind friend.
And I think, because it's kind of easy to just have that be the only thing in the conversation. Be like, oh, so is it uncomfortable? I'd be like, shut up.
I touched your ears? No, I think it made it easier, just for us to just feel connected and we were able to, I think, talk really candidly too about what we were wanting to do, about our fears and hopes and everything. Like when we first got cast, like hanging out and having a drink and really being honest with each other about being scared and what we, all of that stuff.
Right.
So it was really nice to have someone that you knew that totally understood what you were going through, that you could confide in. I thought that was really helpful.
Rob, I mean, this is the first time you and I have chatted for a while, and it's so, this fills me with so much joy that we're talking to each other in this context, because it's remarkable that you are here. And I mean this in the nicest possible way, because like, you defined yourself with a certain kind of film in that franchise, and then you did all the hard work afterwards to kind of redefine yourself in a different context. And I'm just curious, did you ever think, coming off of Twilight, that you would get the opportunity to be in something like this?
I mean, I'm always stunned by any opportunity. I mean, it's kind of, I guess you can kind of look at a career in acting in like two ways. You can think like, oh, one thing worked, and so the safe bet seems like you should continue doing the same thing. And in some ways that does kind of work. I just always felt like that was the dangerous. I mean, I just seen too many people do that, and then it just gets old. And so I thought the safe bet to me would be to just kind of swing wildly around in random directions.
Do some Cronenberg, do some, yeah.
And it's also like, it's just way more fun doing that.
Yeah.
And then you just kind of, you just get really lucky. I mean, it's kind of, it's like, I was talking to somebody about like career plans the other day. I'm like, I don't know, pray.
Right.
Like,
That's the best advice. Right.
Just really pray and just keep, I don't know, just keep trying to do stuff and be like, and also and keep your enthusiasm. Even in this, like, because there's so much pressure on the character, like, if it wasn't such an enjoyable experience, it could have been, really, really, really difficult. But it was like just such a pleasure as well. I mean, and seeing the movie afterwards, I mean, this is like winning the lottery. I mean, it's crazy. Like, I've literally won the lottery like 5 times.
You should, Rob, you should actually start playing the lottery, because maybe you're, I mean, there's a great clip that's floating around. People resurface every once in a while of you and I talking about 11 years ago. And I asked you about like a superhero role, whether you'd ever play a superhero. And you said you had one in mind, and then you stopped talking. You didn't want to say what it was. And then you talked about how like you were worried the fanboys would tear you apart if you ever did a superhero role. So I guess my question is, do you remember what the role was that you were dreaming of? And were you surprised and happy when they didn't tear you apart? And everybody seemed to be like, yeah, Rob should be Batman when it was announced.
I mean, it wasn't as 100% as that.
That's not what the internet is like.
There weren't riots in the streets. I've seen.
It was less. It was less aggressive than when I got cast in Twilight.
Yeah.
Like, which is strange because no one even knew who I was. That was literally just off one photo.
Who's this guy?
They were like, absolutely not. That was way more painful. But on this, I was quite surprised that there was a kind of weirdly positive reaction. I think it's because it was so left field as well.
No, it's because you're a good actor.
He did the work. He proved himself. Yeah.
We like you.
And do you remember what superhero role you were dreaming about back then?
I'm trying to remember what I was thinking about. I mean, I can't tell whether it's better or worse to say if it was Batman.
Just go with it. It's a good narrative. I've been dreaming of it all my life.
I mean, I think sometimes I was just like the words start coming out of my mouth, and I'm not entirely sure if they're really connected to anything.
Can we talk about music for a second? Giacchino's score in this is just like out of this world. I'm obsessed with it. You guys also share a passion for music. Obviously, I know that. As I recall, Giacchino's score was like at least partially complete. He had the theme when you were shooting. So was that playing like when you're walking in the room, when you guys are interacting? Did you use that to help get in the mood?
No, the first thing they ever released, the first teaser in the suit, when it's just like walking towards the camera in the red light, that morning Matt had been given the first version of the theme, and so he was playing it then, and like even though it just looks like you're kind of just walking towards the camera, listening to that song and kind of wearing the suit, that was one of the first times I ever wore the suit. I mean, it really did something to me. There's something like forlorn about the whole thing. There's a forlorn hope. It's kind of like, instead of having the kind of someone on a horse holding the flag, it's like the kind of battered, like burnt flag, like afterwards. And it's kind of, and I feel like it's interesting to start a new version of Batman when he's kind of broken. He's sort of broken at the beginning. Like it's not like, and you're trying to build yourself up. And I thought that bit of score was probably more descriptive, more evocative than almost anything you could have got your hands on.
Zoe, I'm curious. I know you've been working on music in your other part of your life. Did this experience inform that one at all? Are there any Rob Pattinson Batman-inspired songs on the forthcoming album?
How weird would it be if I said yes? Like,
that's what I'm hoping for.
I'm just like, yeah. There's a song called there's a song called My Man, My Bat. You know, there's a song called Rob. There's a song called Rob. There's a song called Rob. The album is called Rob. No,
so that's a no.
No, sorry, no.
The short answer.
No, so emphatic.
I'm sorry. I'll write a song about you.
That awkward.
Yes.
Rob expects every co-star to write a ballad about him. That's just part of the deal. Rob, has your Tenet collaborator Chris Nolan seen this, and is that mortifying or exciting to think that he would see this film and what he would think of it?
Oh God, I don't know actually. I don't think so. I don't know.
I think I would like to think he hasn't seen it because
otherwise, I would imagine him saying
some kind of So let's go with no.
He went on Reddit and found like a pirated copy. Yeah. Who in your lives are you excited to share this with? Like share the finished product with? Is there a family or a friend that you're going to kind of live vicariously through this experience for?
Really, all of them. I've never had a film where I'm proud and excited for my friends to come. I'm usually quite, embarrassed for people to see me, in a film. And this one, I'm like, everyone come see it, come to the premiere, come check it out. I think
and people want to come.
People want to come because it's like, it's not like, what's this weird movie that you did going to be? It's a cultural experience,
Send me a link.
Yeah, exactly.
The great Matt Reeves has talked about how he's creating his own kind of Batverse in this, and there are already some TV shows in the works, which I'm very excited about. What's a corner of this Batverse, as we call it, that you are just curious to see yourself, whether it involves you directly or not?
I mean, I keep saying Court of Owls. I love all the kind of super hallucinogenic stuff from the graphic novels. I think that would be really fun to have to be a part of it.
Because we're meeting Selena before she's really Catwoman, so I'm obviously just very excited to
a Catwoman show.
Obviously the next movie is going to be called The Catwoman.
Yeah, no, that's the no-brainer.
We all know that.
Maybe a cameo by Rob. We'll see.
Yeah, maybe. We'll see.
Wow, non-committal. Looking back, we all love all manner of Batmen and Catwomen over the years. Can we just put together your all-star Batman team? Like, who's your Batman? Who's your Catwoman? Who's your Joker? What's your Batmobile? Off the top of your head, what are the top ones in each?
Keaton, Pfeiffer. Right? Well, okay, Rob, but also Keaton. But Rob.
About to say.
I'm sorry. I know it's Rob.
Wow. But the friendship ends today. Yeah.
Previous to Rob, it's Keaton. Now that Rob has arrived, it's Rob. I think Pfeiffer is my favorite. I think this is my favorite Batmobile in this film.
Joker? You have a favorite Joker?
Oh, Heath. Heath. One of the greatest performances of all time. Hands down.
1000%.